What key facts should the investor evaluate when selecting the legal service? Experience, fee structure, or success rate? Okay.
So there's no such thing as success rate. I will tell you, because success is measured in different ways.
Okay.
If an investor hires a lawyer to get all of the capital contribution back, but after negotiation gets 75% of it back, is that a success? Some would say yes, some would say no. So success is hard to measure. I think that hiring a lawyer is a very personal, difficult decision. That can you afford the lawyer? What is the fee structure? How responsive is the lawyer? Or is the lawyer someone who will take a retainer but never speak to you again? So you have to do your investigation of the lawyer you want to hire. You should interview the lawyer, and ask the questions. How would you handle this case? What do you charge? What does your fee agreement look like? Have you had experience like this before? Tell me some of your successes. Tell me some of your, less than successful outcomes. Law is a service. The investor is the consumer. The investor has the right to choose. And so ask as many questions as you want of the lawyer you want to hire to make sure that's the right fit.
We have found actually that a lot of time, and by the way, sometimes like we will have multiple clients, investors, so they share the fee, which makes it much more economical. And a lot of times we do the research, we get involved. We don't necessarily file a lawsuit. That's not the answer. File a lawsuit may not be the answer at all. Matter of fact, the advice may be that there's no reason to file a lawsuit. We don't think there's a cause of action. But then you can at least have a line of contact that will deal with the developer and the NCE and get information and try to monetize as best they can. And we find that to be, and we've been on both ends of the stick. And we've been on one side and the other side, and we find the litigation's a last resort. You really want to try to avoid it if you can, and you keep the cost down. That may not be the theory of other law firms, but that's our theory. That doesn't mean we won't bring a lawsuit if it's appropriate, but in many cases it's not the right course of action. You're better to cooperate and get information and get comfortable, and then because the investors want to know what's going on.